Fever, no, 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 no. But also, let's take a moment for KK, okay? She's that moment today. She's that girl always. Thank you. Let's see. Let the light get the nice little bug.
Picture this. The Chicago sky throws its biggest Barbie night yet pink decorations. Angel Reese hype. The whole package, but Angel Reese isn't even playing. And the team's about to get demolished by the Indiana Fever for the third time this season. The Fever walked into the United Center, a venue the Sky, specially booked just for this matchup, and handed out a 9-3-7-8 beatdown so thorough that fans started calling it Fever Night. With Caitlin Clark out, Kelsey Mitchell stepped up and dropped a season-high 35 points, proving that this so-called rivalry is pure fiction. So what exactly got Caitlin Clark so fired up? If you're riding with the Fever, drop a fired up. Let's go. In the comments,
Indiana Fever walk in to Chicago, the United Center, no Caitlin Clark, and they walk out with a W 93-70.
the media wants you to believe we're witnessing the greatest rivalry in women's basketball history. Two sophomore superstars, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, facing off like it's Magic versus Bird all over again. ESPN builds the hype. Social media eats it up. The narrative practically writes itself. Iowa versus LSU. Indiana versus Chicago. Rookie of the Year drama. But here's the truth. It's not a rivalry when the results on the court say otherwise.
Let's go. Yep. Get that people sit. The really good thing about having quality depth is when you don't have it, somebody else does. And KK? Yeah! Wait a second. Chloe, great job coming in. Lex, way to come in and make an impact. Kels, just
Here's what nobody wants to admit once the cameras stop rolling. The head-to-head record between these teams tells a completely different story. The Indiana Fever have dominated the Chicago Sky. Winning 6 of their last 7 matchups, this isn't a rivalry, it's a recurring beatdown. Just look at this season alone. Indiana has beaten Chicago 3 straight times, outscoring them by a staggering 77 points total. That's more than a full game's worth of scoring across just 3 contests. The first was a 35-point annihilation. The second, a 27-point rout. And now the latest disaster on Barbie night, another 15-point blowout to cap it off.
One-sided. This is absolutely a one-sided rivalry. And we've got to say it like it is. Like, we can't say Caitlin needs to do this, Caitlin needs to do that. Let's be real. The only reason this is still a rivalry is because the other side of the rivalry won't stop it. And by the way, it is extremely beneficial for Angel Reese to be in this rivalry.
Media keeps pushing this rivalry narrative because it sells 2 young stars. Contrasting styles, clashing personalities, but when you actually watch the games, check the final scores and see one team consistently outplaying the other, the illusion falls apart. And here's where it gets downright embarrassing for Chicago. Even without Caitlin Clark on the floor, the Fever marched into the Sky's biggest promotional night of the season and dominated. Chicago booked the United Center, built an entire Barbie-themed event around Angel Reese. Still got blown out by an Indiana team missing its best player.
This is a fake one-sided rivalry. We got Angel Reese taking more shots at Caitlin Clark unnecessarily.
What does this lopsided record really tell us? It shows that one franchise is building something real, while the other keeps throwing themed nights and hoping for a different outcome. The Fever have beaten Chicago with Caitlin Clark without her, at home, on the road, during regular games, and even during the Sky's big promotional events. This isn't a rivalry between Clark and Reese, it's target practice for Indiana. Chicago scheduled another game at the United Center, threw another flashy event, and got embarrassed all over again. That's not competitive balance. That's one team repeatedly getting schooled, while the media keeps pretending it's even.
It's the Kelsey Mitchell Show here in Chicago. Mitchell into the paint, able to lay it in. To Mitchell, she'll fire. You bet. Deflected, gets it back, and hits from three. See Mitchell, her 7th three of the day.
Kelsey Mitchell walked into the United Center, knowing the scoring load was on her shoulders with Caitlin Clark out, and what she delivered etched her name into the Fever record books. The veteran guard, steady all season, erupted for a season-high 35 points, shooting an impressive 12-19 from the field and knocking down 7 of 10 from beyond the arc, an incredible 70% from three when her team needed her the most.
Mitch put him in a ditch, and Michaela Timpson treating the Chicago Sky like a bunch of Simpsons. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Kelsey Money Mitchell erupted today. Michaela Timpson continues to show every time you put her in the game, every time you give her some actual quality minutes, she will not disappoint.
Here's where it gets really special. Mitchell didn't just score, she made franchise history while doing it. She joined Caitlin Clark as the only players in Indiana Fever history to record at least 35 points, 5 assists, and 5 made three-pointers in a single game. Think about how exclusive that club is. Just 2 players ever. And Mitchell secured her place in it on Chicago's own Barbie night.
On 6 of 10 shooting in the corner, Mitchell connects on a 3. Indiana needed that. It's a 2-point game. There's a chance that gets changed to a 3. Mitchell looking to respond, and does. Things tightening at United Center. Mitchell has it deflected, gets it back, and hits from 3.
Mitchell's preparation paid off in a big way. She spent the offseason training with a coach who also works in football, focusing on defensive back drills to sharpen her footwork and lateral quickness. Those angles and cuts she practiced were on full display as she found her spots effortlessly against Chicago's defense. Every shot looked smooth, every movement natural, direct result of the work she put in.
Indiana run after Chicago had cut it to 2. Poked away by Timpson. There's the deflection. Off to the races. Timpson finishes strong, forcing a timeout from Chicago. A 9-0 Indiana run, and the lead is back to 11.
Michaela Timpson, the rookie, all season long, when she's gotten minutes here and there, has made the most of them. We've seen it on the offensive end. Then here, just getting her arms in the passing lane, the deflection, finishing a tough look.
Scoring 14 points? On an efficient 6-8 shooting from the field? That's 75% efficiency when it mattered most. After the game, Mitchell praised Timpson, calling her the ultimate pro and emphasizing her constant readiness. Timpson carries that quiet confidence that rises to the occasion exactly when her team needs it.
Her improving, become more comfortable throughout the season.
She's amazing. One of the best rookies I think I've ever come across of. She's I don't know how to say it, like the ultimate pro. Shows up, no problems. And I think when you have locker room culture happening, you need great people to make it greater. And I think we got a good addition here. So shout out to KK.
The newest Fever edition made an immediate impact as well. Chloe Bai, signed to a 7-day contract on July 25th, put up 8 points in just 10 minutes of action. Coach Stephanie White praised Bai's ability to stretch the floor and create space for Aaliyah Boston, calling it exactly the kind of instant production you hope to see from a fresh signing.
Williams, Hull gives it up. Chloe Bibby, able to drain the 3. Recently signed
when they play Indiana.
And right now, Cardoso answering the bell really nicely. 12 points, 7 rebounds. Bibby again. How about the stroke of Chloe Bibby?
Speaking of Boston, she recorded her 3rd straight double-double with 14 points and 11 rebounds. But her impact went far beyond the box score. She added 6 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks, influencing nearly every possession on both ends of the court. Chicago had no answer for her all-around dominance.
Cardoso running the floor, gets denied by Boston, returning the favor. Boston finds the cutter. It's Timpson who lays it in. That ends the 11-0 run. Here's Mitchell. Flips it in, wide open. Boston tracks it back down. Off to Boston. Backdoor, Mitchell the cut, and the finish. Tough bucket from Kelsey.
12 Lexi, Hull stepped up with clutch shots every time. Sky tried to spark a run, using sharp timing and smart shot selection to halt Chicago's momentum. Her tough makes not only quieted the home crowd, but had the visiting Fever fans erupting with every bucket.
Here's Mitchell, who has 15 in the quarter and a season-high 6 made threes. Hull will fire and hit at the horn. Big finish to the third from Indiana.
Coach Stephanie White has emphasized all season that depth is a strength, even if it means some players who deserve minutes. Don't always get them in games like this show exactly why that matters. Without their best player, the Fever's rotation stayed solid for all 40 minutes, proving this isn't just the Caitlin Clark show. It's a complete team capable of beating anyone, any night. Even with Clark on the bench in street clothes, signing autographs and cheering on her teammates, the Fever kept finding ways to win. Meanwhile, the Chicago Sky went all out for their biggest Barbie night of the season. Pink decorations covered the United Center, special merch filled the gift shop, and the entire event was built around Angel Reese's Barbie persona. The Sky marketing team booked this premium venue hoping to create a magical night and spark momentum against Indiana. Instead, walked into another Fever clinic.
500 points, becoming fastest Fever player ever to do so in a season. 930 point game, second most in Fever history. And season high.
I knew it!
KK career high in points.
Yeah, baby, run.
AB 11 double-double of the season.
But here's where it all unraveled. Angel Reese didn't even play due to injury, leaving the Sky without their main attraction on a night built entirely around her. What followed was a brutal pink party crashed by the Fever, and Chicago never saw it coming. Social media lit up as fans watched the Sky get dismantled on their own themed night. Twitter users started calling it Fever Night instead of Barbie Night. Instagram flooded with memes showing empty pink seats while Indiana fans celebrated. And TikTok piled on with jokes that the event should have been renamed Mitchell Night after Kelsey's 35-point eruption.
Check this out right here. Of course, this is supposed to be the arena that Angel Reese built, right? Question mark? Caitlin Clark right here signing autographs. Look at these fans. Are you kidding me? I mean, seriously. This person over here, show us Barbie. Yeah, not lined up for Barbie. In Barbie's own arena. Glad to see Chicago giving Barbie a welcome to Sophie Cunningham.
Star player sidelined. The entire celebration felt hollow. Fans came, expecting to see Angel Reese dominate, but instead watched the Fever control every aspect of the game. The pink decorations turned into nothing more than a backdrop for Indiana's dominance, not Chicago's success. And let's be real, with Reese or without her, it still would have been a blowout. Coach Tyler Marsh sounded visibly defeated in his post-game remarks, admitting that opposing teams have figured out how to exploit the Sky's weaknesses. His frustration was clear as he pointed to poor execution and players making the same mistakes over and over again.
I'm beginning to suspect the Indiana Fever are a better team than the Chicago Sky. Don't ask me why I believe that or think that. It's just a sneaking suspicion that I have. I mean, it could be the fact that the Fever spank them every time they play. Could be that. Maybe it's that. I mean, you know, you can date back to last year, but this year the Fever spanked the Sky in the season opener.
Rachel Baum's post-game comments summed up the entire vibe. She admitted the team had a screw-it mentality. Heading into the game, which says everything about Chicago's confidence level, when your own players acknowledge they weren't mentally locked in, that's a major red flag. The ultimate embarrassment is watching your biggest promotional event get completely hijacked by the visiting team. Fever fans outnumbered Sky supporters. In multiple sections, and Indiana's players got louder cheers than Chicago's own roster. The atmosphere felt more like a Fever home game than a Sky celebration. And fans on social media literally renamed the event Fever Night, a nickname that stuck the entire evening. Nothing stings more than watching your own promotion get flipped on its head.
Indiana. Now, one thing that we talked about the other day in New York, but you just have to appreciate about Caitlin Clark in these games, she knows a huge portion of these fans were hoping to see her play, and obviously they're not getting to. But she goes out of her way to make sure pregame she's signing autograph after.
The undeniable truth came into focus on Chicago's most embarrassing night. The Indiana Fever aren't just beating the Sky. They're showing the entire league which franchise actually has a future. This wasn't just another win. It was a statement about the direction both teams are headed. Chicago keeps scheduling more matchups against Indiana at premium venues like the United Center, piling on themed nights and flashy promotions, but the Fever keep turning those into showcases for their dominance. Every time these teams face off, Indiana walks away with another win. And Chicago gets a painful reminder of the growing gap. That 6-1 record over the past 2 seasons isn't a fluke, it's proof that Indiana is building something real. While the Sky are stuck hoping for a turnaround that never comes, the Fever now sit 3rd in the Eastern Conference, just 2 games behind Atlanta, making legitimate playoff noise with or without their star player on the floor.
About the other day in New York when it was 108 autographs that she signed. Well, today signed over 200 autographs, was out for a long period of time, signing for fan after fan. So trying to make sure, that she still is accessible to the fans here and helps create memories for so many of them. Here was Caitlin continuing to sign.
Here's where it gets really interesting for Chicago. Fans, Caitlin Clark spent the entire game on the bench in street clothes. It still signed over 200 autographs for Sky supporters who came just to see her. Even without playing, she remained the center of attention, which says everything about star power and who fans truly show up for. Her presence alone gives her teammates a boost of confidence, even from the sidelines. The Fever are taking a cautious and smart approach to her return, ensuring she gets enough practice to regain her rhythm and timing. The plan is to have her back by the 3rd week of August, fully ready and locked in.
Soon in the past, but one thing I have loved is that even though she's rehabbing and she wants to make sure she has access to the full artillery here of support for her rehab, look how happy the Flames are waiting to get an autograph from Caitlin Clark, and she has done this even in a Cornhusker jersey. She's done this ahead of every game, even while she's been out. And that's been really special to witness, especially. Oh, she's crying. She's crying. This is what it's all about. It's all right. Let it out. It's an exciting moment. WNBA countdown.
But here's what makes this win so significant. Fever proved they're not just Caitlin Clark and 4 other players. Mitchell's 35-point explosion, Timpson's breakout performance, Bai's flawless debut, Boston's 3rd straight double-double, and the ability for players like Hull or Cunningham to step up on any night all point to real depth. When this rotation is healthy and locked in, they can compete with anyone. Meanwhile, Chicago continues to spiral, dropping to 7-18 with their 5th straight loss. Their playoff hopes are fading fast. And the rebuild shows little sign of progress. Exactly what happens when a team can't develop consistent chemistry or execute a clear game plan. The exciting reality? When Clark returns healthy for the stretch run, the Fever become even more dangerous heading into 2025. They've learned how to win without her, built confidence in their supporting cast, and proven they can handle high-pressure moments. Adding Clark back to that mix creates something Chicago simply can't match right now.
I mean, good for her. She simply understands kind of the responsibility she has and loves helping grow the game in that way.
Yeah, and the emotion, of the fans when she does interact with them and sign with them, it really is amazing to see. Once again, Fisher Plummer are outstanding.
Caitlin Clark dominated the entire night without even stepping on the court, spending 20 minutes before tip-off signing autographs for hundreds of Chicago fans, working her way around 2/3 of the United Center, Evan, as security tried to move her along. That's the kind of star power you just can't manufacture. With this win, the Fever improved to 14-12, sitting third in the Eastern Conference and just 2 games behind Atlanta, building real playoff momentum without their best player. The team is being smart with Clark's return, giving her the practice time she needs to get her rhythm back. And when she's fully healthy, this confident Fever squad becomes a serious threat for the rest of 2025. If you support the Fever, comment fired up down below, like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a moment. Click the video on screen, and we'll see you in the next one.